and welcome back to my YouTube channel. We are back with another part to my episode 19. So if you've watched episode 19, then you would know that I did say I was going to do a extra video just because there was so much news that I needed to talk about, and I didn't want to just make it a lengthy video. So I thought, instead of boring you all, I would do it in 2 parts and you guys have an extra video to watch. So I hope you've all had a good couple of days, because I'm pretty sure I posted Thursday morning. So I hope you've all had a good few days. We are obviously back from a win, so happy for that, but again, we'll go into that. So anyway, guys, please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're not already subscribed. Come on, we've got plenty more episodes coming your way, and please make sure you follow all of my social media, because again, I am there every single day, so make sure you follow me. But yeah, let's get into the video, shall we? So in this video, I am going to focus on the proposed stadium move. Other than a change of ownership, I feel like this is the biggest news to come out of the club in some time. It's going to completely reshape the future of Manchester United. But first, guys, we need to talk about Thursday night's game. Wow, literally speechless. Like, what were we on? And now we are going into the quarter-finals, and we face Lyon. Get in! Like, what's happened there? I just feel like Thursday night, I actually really enjoyed watching Manchester United again. And a huge shout out to the fans there. The atmosphere was just absolutely electric. And it maybe wasn't pretty at times, but we sure did get that result. It was just so refreshing to see that we had fight and we had passion. And Bruno, he really is our Portuguese Magnifico. Like, oh my, no, I just have no words. He literally led by example. He drove us forward all game, and his hat-trick, oh, it's just of a world-class performance. To be honest, I feel like Roy Keane has had a part to play in that. Like, I feel like his comments just spurred Bruno on, and now look. And I secretly think that is what Roy Keane was trying to do. He knows the player that Bruno is. All that Bruno needed was that little bit of a, you know, and now look. I feel like De Ligt is really growing into his role in defence. He's just starting to lead, and I thought the penalty that he conceded was so harsh. Like, it was so soft. So why that was even a penalty, I will never know. It just should never have been given. So, but there we go. And a special mention needs to be given to Heaven. Like, he is still very raw, but he adds balance to that left side of the defence. And I feel like he handled the occasion brilliantly. And Amorim seems to have found a role that suits Casemiro as well. I feel like Casemiro looks a lot more comfortable playing in smaller areas of the park, and that's a sign of the manager is starting to understand the squad. I'm just so glad to see Casemiro performing. Like, he's paid very well, so it kind of makes sense to utilise him while he's still at the club. Now, don't even get me started on Dorgu. Oh my, he was fantastic. Like, I loved watching him. He just seemed to cause chaos all night. And I must admit, he never stopped running. He was just up and down that left-hand side all game. He literally forced that penalty at the beginning of the second half. And he was also brought down running through on goal, earning the defender a red card. I'm also sure that at 2-1, he was also brought down in the box again. I'm sure he told the ref that it wasn't actually a pen. Like, what was he doing? But nevertheless, he is absolutely brilliant and he was a great find. Now, I gotta admit, guys, Højlund looked angry last night. Like, I loved seeing it because he's got passion and he has fight. And he was so brilliant last night, but unfortunately he was just so unlucky not to score. Like, I really felt for him because you could see how much he wanted it, but it just wasn't happening. But if he brings the same attitude every week, then the goals will start to flow. He just has to keep up the momentum. And he did have an assist for Dalot, which was just unreal. I just feel like he's maybe been lacking in confidence, but then again, so has the whole team. So what do you expect? Now, onto the stadium move, guys. I know this is such a big topic at the minute. Everyone's talking about it. You got loads of people that don't mind moving, and you got a lot of people that don't want to move. So it's causing a few debates, but debates are good. Like, we don't always have to agree with each other. As I said in my last video, guys, if you've watched it, if I was given a choice, then yes, I would have preferred to stay at Old Trafford and just redevelop the ground. Kind of similar to Barcelona and Real Madrid. The memories that are shared there with family and friends, they can never ever be replaced. Like, the players that have graced the pitch, the titles won, and the European nights. Like, wow, it's just such a special place. But I am also open-minded enough to realise that redeveloping just comes with a lot of limitations, and the ground is in urgent need of an upgrade. Now, the initial design that the club has released, they're just artistic impressions of how they see the stadium looking. These are very early concept designs, and I have no doubt that they'll probably change as the process develops. I think the detailed designs are still a long way off. Just think of the images and videos that have been released as a very, very early movie trailer. The more detailed, in-depth stuff will be released in some time yet. Things like the Munich tunnel and clock will be added and displayed further down the line, I'm sure of it. The various statues will be rehoused, and the small details like the red brick and steel that's associated with the current ground will be taken into account. Now, social media reaction. Woo. From what I've seen on social media, it literally has been split opinions. Some fans are 100% against it, and others are open to it. Rightfully, the fans are wary about the reasons for the move. Is it to benefit the club and the fans, or is it to benefit the owners? Has it been proposed so that Manchester United can be exploited further financially? Like, can the owners squeeze more money out of the club? And is Sir Jim Ratcliffe a Glazer puppet? Or is he the real deal and just wants the best for the club? Only time will tell. I did think that he came across really well this week in the interview that he done with Gary Neville. Now, one thing that was apparent was there was no talk about the Glazers. And that is also in relation to the new stadium that's going to be built. He spoke about the 5-year plan, and not once did he talk about the Glazers at the end of it. I do still have a sneaky feeling that all of the cost cutting and the changings that are being made are being done so with a full buyout in mind. Sir Jim is the one that is steering the ship that the Glazers own. But I do see that changing very soon. Hopefully. Like, the stadium build is his thing. He wants to be the man that built the new ground. and this will be his legacy. And there are obviously concerns about this new build being a big, shiny, plastic, lifeless bowl. Now, there have been suggestions that we can't move because it will somehow delete our history and that we will no longer be the same club. I obviously do not agree with that. At the end of the day, the past is the past. And that is one thing that is for certain. And there is one thing that is certain, that the current ground is just not fit for purpose. Like 20 years ago, it was the best stadium. But years of neglect have seen it fall from grace. And it is now in need of a huge revamp. So I asked myself these questions. Does the stadium create the atmosphere, or do the fans create it? And does the stadium win trophies, or is it the team on the park? My point is, if we fill that stadium every week with 100,000 Reds and the team are winning trophies, the new stadium will become home. Like, new memories and bonds will be created. Old Trafford will never be forgotten. But the new build will in time become home to Manchester United, the greatest club in the world and the greatest fan base. It's the next chapter in this amazing club's story. Should we not have the greatest stadium in the world? Do we not deserve that? This only works if the ticket prices and the fan experience and atmosphere are at the forefront of the new stadium's designs. Sir Jim obviously suggests that the fans will be their priority. As he clearly states, he is a fan too. And that is one thing that I loved about the interview with Gary Neville, is that he spoke as an owner, but also as a fan as well. I'm not sure criticising the players so publicly, the way that he did, was the right thing to do, but yeah, can't really fault him for his honesty and his passion. For now, all we can do is take him on face value. Let's face it, he is trying to right 20 years of wrong, and it's not going to be done overnight. Like, both him and the manager have said that things are going to get uncomfortable before they get better. All we could do as fans right now is just back the both of them and just hope that the vision they share comes to a reality. And yes, there are examples of grounds across the country and in Europe that lack atmosphere and character. But isn't that down to the fan base of the club? Like, shame on them. Now, I'm not naming names, but the Emirates and the Etihad kind of spring to mind. We are the biggest team in the world. We bring the atmosphere, no matter where we are playing. There are also several examples of new builds that have worked, and they're actually more intimidating than the club's previous homes. Like Bayern Munich and Atletico Madrid are just a couple of examples. These are two massive football clubs steeped in rich history, and they negotiated the move from old to a new stadium. Now, let's talk about funding. That starts now. The cost cutting and the forward planning. We need to make us financially stable as possible, given the current circumstances, is key. The plan to pay off debt by making us officially profitable is ambitious, but it's certainly not impossible. And Sir Jim is one of the best businessmen of his generation. He's made billions from developing different companies, like stripping them, expanding them. He just does whatever it takes. And putting a successful team on the park is the priority. If we aren't winning trophies and we're struggling, then we automatically become less attractive, like commercially. That is why I'm more confident that During this period of change, significant investment will be made into the playing staff and Amorim will be backed. But it won't happen overnight. He will need time, and I think he needs another 3 to 4 transfer windows. But we should see improvement as time goes. United also own a huge proportion of the land surrounding Old Trafford. The plan isn't limited to the stadium, it's overhaul of the entire area. Sir Jim plans to maximise the space around Old Trafford, and he will build on it and lease it out. Like hotels, commercial premises, restaurants, I could go on. He will also seek huge investment from sponsorship and endorsement. We already know, guys, that when the team is performing, sponsors are literally falling over themselves to associate their brand with Manchester United. And who can blame them? They are literally well known all over the world. And there will no doubt be consideration given to the naming rights being sold too. This is something that I think will be pushed back from the fans, but something that will definitely be under consideration by the ownership. Now we are away to Leicester on Sunday, and it is a very, very winnable game. I just hope that we can build on Thursday night's performance and just start building that momentum that we need. After all, there is only a few months left of the season. But yeah, we have come to the end of this video, guys. And I'm pretty sure that this is one of my longest videos talking. So I probably should have said at the start, good luck and grab a coffee. Maybe I'll add that in. But yeah, this is gonna be a long video, guys. I'm sorry. But I just feel like there's been so much news that we have needed to discuss, and now it is all off my chest. Do let me know your thoughts on the new stadium in the comments, guys. I know there are a lot of yes, no, maybe. So just let me know your thoughts. I'm always interested to know different opinions. I like that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you got to the end of this video, then you guys mean the world to me. Thank you so much for listening to me go on and on. But yeah, I hope you all have an amazing week. I will be back soon with another episode. If you guys want to see me back so soon, like, whew, that was a long one today. But yeah, thank you so much, guys. Please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're not already subscribed. And please make sure you follow all of my social media. Now, don't forget to comment below, guys. Get involved. I'm here. I will reply back to you. Have a great week.